Check it. It's time to empower the women and educate the men. This is the calling that God has begun with two individuals he destined to win. So sit back, relax, maybe grab a snack as we speak some facts guaranteed to impact your life. Your destiny is God-given right. So listen up as we speak some truth to you, guaranteed to make sure you live your life to the fullness. Make sure you are winning, never quitting on yourself. Live your life to the fullness. Make sure you are winning, never quitting on yourself. What's up, family? Welcome. Sometimes I just need y'all to hear how tight that intro is with no words, because that's a tight intro. Just to let you understand how I'm coming, how we going to be coming, because we are not soft in our approach. But sometimes I just want y'all to hear that intro sometimes. Anyway. But welcome, family, to Embracing Change and Transformation.
Hey everybody, I'm C, the chiropractor Morgan, your alignment coach.
And I'm King Harrison, the authentic coach. What's up, Reverend Rick? All right, let's do what we always do. Go to the Father in prayer. Father God, we just thank you for everything that you're doing in our lives and everything you have just gave us the opportunity to do. And Father, we just thank you for every door you're opening for every single person that watches podcasts. And not only that, the doors that you're opening for our company. And Father, we just thank you as we talk about embracing change and transformation, that you get the glory out of this show. And Father, we yield our mind, our intellect, our subconscious, our voices to you so that you can speak through us, so that this show would change the trajectory of the people that watch it, and that they will understand how to embrace change and transformation and be comfortable with being the new you. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. All right, let's get into this. Man, embracing change and transformation. She laughing at me because I just told her I'd be forgetting the title of the show. and I'm so glad I listened to her, because she told me, write it down. And I was glad I wrote it down. But no, seriously though, embracing change and transformation. It's very. I think this is one of the most neglected subjects in the world, because people really run from change and they run from transformation. Sometimes I think people feel as if they change, they're going to be missing something or they're going to be lacking, when in actuality, you're going to be gaining. That's funny, ain't it? See, it's like they really think when they transform or transformation that it's going to be it's not good at all. But it's actuality, it's the best thing ever. Because the thing that we love to talk about, and it's really C's her mantra, the butterfly. We love talking about the butterfly. that transformation, that from a caterpillar to a beautiful thing that flies. So you go from crawling on the ground to now you can fly. And that's the best analogy though, for real, when we think about it. And I'm glad she brought that up. But the butterfly, because if you think about it, the butterfly go through a really ugly transformation. It's just horrible.
Complete. Right, it's complete, and it's everything. I mean, basically the whole body is disintegrated when it goes into the cocoon aspect of it.
Yeah.
It sits in it. I mean, it just disintegrates and it completely transforms it. And that's what we need to do within ourselves. Also, when it comes to that. And like you said, sometimes it depends how we look. Like we talk about the mindset a lot, what we speak about, and it's how we're going to embrace it. What are we putting forward? How it's going to be? Is it going to be painful? Yeah, it might be painful.
Yeah.
Is it eye-opening? Yeah. Is it beautiful and positive? Yeah. Just which one do you want to embrace right now
True.
in that cycle? Your lifespan and your cycle that you're going through. Because we
Focus.
change. Every level, every new level we come to, we change because we have to adapt
Yes.
to that. But how agile are we going to be in the transformation when it comes with that and change? Learning and things you're speaking of and with the butterflies, how do we know our change style? How do we adapt or
Mm,
identify how we're acting when change occurs? Usually, if it depends a lot of times. Is it subtle or is
mm,
it rapid, like rapid fire? And that's how we respond to it. And we have to identify within ourselves that changing that we have is how do you adapt? How do you respond to change?
yeah.
Do you move with it? Do you get anxiety from it? Are you
Mm,
afraid because of the unknown and the fear? How do you adapt? That's a question. How do you adapt and you embrace it? Some things you
mm.
have to ask yourself.
You do. And the thing about it is, change is great. It is. It is the most wonderful thing in the world. Change is great. Change of scenery, change of people in your life, change. It's great because let's look. I like it. Let's look at it the basic way. Even when you're going through school, you
Well, the most
change,
common is reactive change.
huh?
That's the most common one. I
Reactive
say
change,
reactive change is the most common one, the
right?
reactive change that you have. When it takes the change that takes place in a response to an event or a change of various
Uh
things
huh.
that have been determined or what you could not control. For some of those. So it
Yeah.
usually occurs with an increase or a decrease in demand, let's say in business for the company. As we know, we said we have to change our model. We had to make some changes for growth.
Right.
And it's what are you doing with that? It involves an entire organization or it involves you by yourself. And it's forced. That's like the first one that you're saying reactive change because there's different types of change.
Right. But I wanted to go to the basic one because
Mm-hmm.
we learned it subconsciously as we went through school. Like we went from the kindergarten, you transitioned to first grade, second grade, third.
Mm-hmm.
You always was changing. You was changing different teachers. Some of you changed. When you get to it depends on how your school set up. You went from elementary to middle school. You had to change. You had to adjust. Then you went from middle school to high school. You had to change. You had to adjust. So all your life, you've been able to change for the better. You always been sort of promoting yourself. It's just when we get as adults, it seems like we just become stagnant. And like you
Well, it
said,
hasn't
I
changed.
like reactive change. That does
Right.
push us sometimes. But in actuality, we need to be more active in our progression in life. We need to be more active in self developments and different things of that nature to cause us to have the transformations that we need. Because a lot of times we neglect greatness for comfortable. We just like staying where we at. We don't want to do change. We don't want to do nothing. What's up,
That's
Pastor
like a
Graham?
happen change, as they call it.
Yeah, yeah.
As
So
you,
so
when you plateau in your life cycle. That's
right.
a happen change. It's unpredictable in nature, like you're saying, in different levels. We
Yeah,
predict that we're going to go to the next grade, but it's
right.
unpredictable in nature, and it takes place through the impact of some external factors, which you're
Yeah.
speaking.
Yeah. So we gotta it's the thing about it is there's nothing wrong with change. And sometimes I like what you said, the reactive change. Sometimes we
Hmm.
need that reactive change.
We
Sometimes we
do.
need them sudden events that make you have to step into an area that you find out it was already inside you all along. Like
Hmm.
that's the most amazing thing. Like a lot of times in my life, in my past, a lot of things that I have accomplished, well, most of them was brung out of, you know, forced events. Like one particular one that I to this day would stand on, changed my life, is when I became homeless. That
Mm.
completely changed my life for the better, actually. And I'm actually glad. I know this sounds crazy to me to say that. I'm actually glad that it did happen, that I did become homeless because of the trajectory of my life from me being homeless to now is amazing. Oh my goodness, my brother is early. Shelton Clay is early. Pastor Clay is early. He is like on time almost. Oh my goodness, I cannot believe it. I know we're gonna have a great show now. Now I'm waiting for both of them to get on the show. They are very, I know they're very busy people, so I have to be patient with them. But both of them have some great things to add. And there go Lydia. Hello, Lydia. Both of them have some great things to add. Pastor Graham and Pastor Clay. Shelton and KG, as I know 'em. But they both have great things at. So I'm waiting for them to get on the show. But back to this change. It was a big, yeah, it was the big. Gee, I ain't trying to preach, man. You trying to take me to the sermon. It was a problem with the Pharisees,
Yeah.
what he said, it was a problem with the Pharisees because they could not accept change. Because what happened is, okay, let's preach. What happened is they got caught up in religion. They kept reading the law. They studied the law, which is sometimes a great thing to study. I encourage you to study whatever you're doing to study, get into it and all that. But what they neglected was the spirit of the law. They were so focused on the law that they missed exactly the law manifesting itself in the natural because they were so still looking for something and it didn't come the way they thought it should come. But if they would have paid attention, it gave warning for how it was going to come, but it didn't show up. But no, that's another subject. G about to make me preach. I just thought about something too. Okay, so back to change. Change has to happen. Transformation is the one I really want to get to, but we're gonna stay with change for right now. Change had to happen for you to grow, for real. I mean, it's very imperative that change happen because you can't keep on doing the same thing and expecting different results. So change must happen. Because what they say is you are insane. It's insanity to keep doing the same thing and expecting different results. So change has to happen. I want you to talk about the reactive change though, but I can't wait to get the transformation, boy. I'm a preach on transformation, G. Just give me the wait till we get transformation. I'm a preach then.
Well, different things like you're saying that because it depends what change, like we're saying that they're the reactive change, but identifying which change is occurring. Because there's, like I said, there's different ones. You have anticipatory change,
Yeah.
basically is change implemented with prior anticipation of something happening,
Mm-hmm.
which a lot of us do better when we are aware of it
Right.
more, because we can reorientate ourselves and we can tune into it more. And then that leads into actually those chain events that we anticipate. Some, for instance, if you're getting promoted in a job or you're planning on moving, we're anticipating that change. We're a little more calm with it to a degree because we have some familiarity with what we want to do or what we want to happen or an outcome. So we do good at reorientating ourselves of what we're anticipating that we're going to face with some of those environmental pressures and some of those
Mm-hmm.
internal pressures.
Yeah.
As we gradually go from that anticipatory change, we go to a plan change that we
Mm-hmm.
have in it. So it's developmental change. As you were saying, we have to grow in life. So we have an objective and we're improving on it in the present ways, in the present. So as we're moving, we're preparing and planning the movers. We know they're gonna get there at this time. So our plan is, they're predefined goals that you
Mm-hmm.
make too, that you want to achieve, that comes to with that. And we do that in small individual steps that keep the anxiety down, that keep the pressure down. But also you have simultaneously, you might have excitement, but you're trying to be strategic about it. But those little things, as we're doing bite-sized pieces, that's your incremental change that you have. It's a micro level.
Mm-hmm.
So you have units, you have subunits that you regard to. You're introducing those small changes and you're adapting to it, which is great. That you're doing it naturally, or you're doing it that, okay, this is new to me, so I'm going to do it. So your results, those small incremental changes, are resulting in a large change that can establish your basis for forming a more healthier with yourself. And if in business, you can a more robust system that you do. So it offers a lot of opportunity to learn from your own experiences, and then you create the adaptive mechanisms that you need for meeting your own personal and your business visions that you
Mm-hmm.
have for yourself. But it comes through in those incremental changes that we have. Just remember, those changes is the expectations that we have. A lot of times people say we shouldn't have expectations because then you can't be let down. Look at those as your small micro goals that you're having. That
Yeah.
helps with that change and adapting to that. Especially when you, like you said, we have our vision that, we're great, we're moving, we're excited, a new life, a new change, a new slate that we're all having. And then what happens? Because you're thinking you're doing it strategically. So you have that change, but it's the management style that you want to incorporate a lot of times for that. So you
Mm-hmm.
have various components that you want to simultaneously mold together to keep you a step ahead to change the overall advantages that you might have in your strategic, but allow that flexibility for
Right.
things to not go. Allow that freedom for you to have some proactive decisions. Okay, yeah, it didn't go as expected right now, but the cascading effect that it might have, it might be influence on your overall performance, on
Correct.
your strategic. And that comes with a lot of your directional change. And this is more with the pressures that you have. It could be really fast or it could be slow like a sloth, is what it can be. But they're changing, they're imperative. As you sometimes realize you lack some capability, you might need another partner or a team member that you have, or a better networking that you have with some of these. But it's going to help you effectively look at your circumstance that you have now when you know that it requires a strategic plan right now that
Hmm.
comes. And the total change, which encompasses all of these, when you see what you're doing and you learn this as you go, the long term part that's going to look at you is how much you had your hands on it, how much competitive pressure did you give on yourself and others, the concentration of your power that you took for yourself internally, and what does your new vision look like? Do you
Correct.
need to complete some more changes that you have? Embracing, I think somewhere you talk, as we were saying, the transformation is change and transformation go together, but identifying how you're reacting to that change, as we discuss some of the changes that you have, is a more is, to go over to the transformation side is, we say, well, okay, we're talking about change, we're talking about transformation. How do we embrace it? How do we know it's essential? For that, you learn why change is essential based on what are your triggers. You learn why it's essential, why you need to change. What is your why do you need to change? What are you looking for? Then you have to determine too is, how am I adapting to that change? How am I handling it? Am I lashing out? Am I being angry, frustrated? Am I crying about it? Am I complaining more? A lot of times what we do, we talk more than we do more action. So are we just talking the talk and not walking it? How are we adapting to that change? And what we said before in some things, when you saying you looked at the homeless aspect, when you had to change and you had to look at that, you had to take on a positive aspect of it. It's not always easy, that positive perspective when
Oh,
things,
what it is.
in that setting. And I can relate, like you said, being homeless, I can relate to that because it's not easy.
Mm-mm.
And then look at your something in your lives now as you're listening. What big thing that you would say big in your life that transformed and had to change you? When you didn't want to change, how did you respond? When you wanted to change, how did you respond? So that those we really need to look at if we want to embrace it more and do better embracing that change, especially when you're in the moment. Um, recently went to the Grand Canyon, and I climbed. I wanted to climb, but I also had to worry about, okay, the changes that I'm having as having from the surgery, my body changes. I have to learn my limitations. I have to learn what I'm able to do, and the changes, they come daily. They come in the moment. It come in months. It just depends what it is and how I'm going to adapt. Now, I wanted to climb. There was two, but I missed the one. I only saw the one. It was like a big peak you had to climb. And I was like, I want to climb that. I want to try. Well, I climbed the first one, but didn't realize there was another one after that was even higher that I saw. I didn't see I didn't see at first the lower peak that it was. But I was like, you know what? I want to try. I want to see where I can go and how far I can go. I had to take the small steps and walking there. I had to really change my mindset. I knew I wanted to do it, but I had to be true is, okay, is my body going to allow me to do it? Am I going to stay safe in doing it? But it was in that moment. I had that split second moment. Are you really going to do it? I'm saying I want to, but am I going to walk that walk and actually go up to that peak? Well, I call it a peak. And look at peak, me looking up at it. It was pretty, it was pretty high. But am I going to take the time and the steps, the little steps to take me to get to the top? The first smaller one I did get to. The second one, after I saw it was there, I was like, okay, I want to try. I was all excited. I want to try. I was so proud of myself, up there. I was being careful. The second one, I didn't get to the top. I had to take some small steps to get there, but my body was telling me, no, you did enough right now. We're gonna save the rest for next time. But right now, you're gonna have to be embraced. Like we said, embrace what you've done so far because you did a lot. And that is the background. That's one of the pictures, looking at it. It felt great just to be able to move and walk, embracing the change, what I was able to and not be able to do for me. It was actually, the view, of course, was breathtaking, but it was more for me internally embracing the change that I could actually get out more. I'm moving more. And that's what we have to do with our lives and the change that we are. Look at the picture, and it's like just looking how we sit and we can admire a view of nature, admire the self of you, your inner self, that you, when you make these changes in a split second. I was apprehensive on taking the trip in the first place because it was so unknown. I didn't know how I was going to be able to handle it. But as my mind was thinking, I had to stop. When I say you have to take that positive perspective and make some small tweaks, I had to stop myself. Hey, I don't know what's gonna happen, but I'm gonna say, you know what, I'm gonna sit and I'm gonna take that path of, I'm gonna have fun. I'm gonna attempt to relax. I'm gonna tell my body and mind to sync together, and we're gonna do this. We're doing something that's uncomfortable, but it's gonna change and transform the next level where I want to be. Because as we know, one size does not fit all for all of us. My change is not King's change. My change may not be your change, my transformation, but it's our own change and transformation we have to remember.
Mm-hmm.
I put the mindset where I had to welcome that change. The
Yep.
change is going to happen more. As I changed my mindset to welcome being uncomfortable, being around, having to take multiple breaks, having to listen to my body, what it's telling me to do, because I did have to take some medicine, which I don't ever do. If I don't have to if don't have to, I will not take the medicine. But I was being proactive. I knew I did a lot of moving, and that's what we do with our minds when change, it's like rapid fire. I had all these thoughts of, I don't know these people, I don't know if they're going to keep me safe, I don't want to fall. And I was going to, you got to be careful. So I started to be so engrossed and focusing on being safe, I wasn't allowing myself to enjoy my accomplishments. I wasn't embracing some of that we're saying. Good change management plans, and understand it takes you to that next step for the plan. Then you
Mm.
implement that plan, and then you execute it, that change that all comes together.
Yep.
So doing that trip, it felt good. It was nice. It was a need to get away to do that, but also having support as doing so. It had to start with myself. Calm down. Yes, you're in elements. You have no idea, what you're putting. You're not so much putting your life in somebody else's hands, but you actually are. The faith that you have. He brought me here. He allowed me to come. I woke up today. I'm breathing today. I'm allowing to take another step in my
Mm.
path and in my direction, what I want to achieve. And that's where some of the embracing and transformation comes from. How we're saying you have to embrace both, but learn your change style is why it's essential. How are you reacting to that? Are you reacting into it just emotional? It's a negative, or you're being positive and it's about being excited to embrace that new change that you have? Because, like you're saying, King, it takes you to a different level. That we're going to.
You. I'm preparing you now. So before you don't, I ain't doing it to make you cry, but I'm just saying, you proof positive to transformation, and I'm just to show you. Now, last week you shared, you opened
Oh
up,
yeah,
very transparent, and then
yes.
this week you show where you have now for those who missed it, I'm gonna give you a recap. So I told you, prepare yourself. This was see a year ago,
Yeah.
and this was see like this past weekend. Now, do you see the transformation? Now, you saw her walking, struggling to walk, couldn't walk, had to have help, but then she climbed the mountain, and you saw her celebrating. See, I tell y'all all the time, we don't tell you stuff we don't walk out. And see, just I didn't know this is what I was gonna use for transformation, but here it is. So we go from see walking, needed help, head bandage, couldn't even do no mountain, to see at the top of this mountain and got a better view. What this it's so prophetic though. Listen to me. You have to go through transformation, change and transformation so that you can see a better view. Because
Yes.
see, the lower you stay, then you don't see nothing. But as you can see, when she took the view up higher, the more she could see, the expanse she could see. And not only could she see, she can also see the fact that how good God is and how great he is. Sometimes y'all stay stuck in these little changes and y'all want to stay low instead of when God's trying to elevate you and transform you. You want to stay stuck when God is trying to transform you. You say, look, let me show you how great I am. And sometimes you got to embrace the change. Yes, it's painful. You don't think that was pain? I just showed you pain. She was walking in pain with that nurse. That's painful. But this past weekend, a year later, she's climbing a mountain. Now, if you missed it, go back and watch last week. I ain't gonna relive her thing, but go back and watch last week. She shared you the pain. She shared you with the difficulties. But then when you look at this show and I show you a picture of her on the top of a mountain, that is God. That is embracing change. That is embracing the fact that I can be transformed. And it's not easy, but it's necessary. I'm guaranteeing it's times I know she didn't want to do this show. She didn't want to get up. She was in pain. But yet and still, she's embraced change and she's took herself to a higher height that she's never been before. She went up a mountain. Me and she was having a conversation. She just talking about, I just want to run again. I just want to swim. But she has actually climbed a mountain. She's went above what her expectations is. And the thing about it is what happens is when you start embracing change, when you start embracing the pain that comes with change, when you start embracing the pain that comes with transformation, it's not to defeat you or hold you back. It's actually to elevate you. It has to happen. You cannot, I'm going to be honest with you, the reason why you really experiencing pain and the frustration is because you stand stuck when you need to be moving. You have outgrown where you are at. So You're going to continue experiencing pain. That's just like me trying to get in a two-door Corolla. That ain't gonna work. I'm 6'4", 290. Thank God I lost 10 pounds too. 290. It ain't gonna work. I'm gonna be uncomfortable. And then this is the thing. And then telling me to drive 10 hours. That's uncomfortable. I'm gonna be cramped. I'm gonna be pain. That's not what I'm built for. I'm built for an SUV. That's where I have grown into. I have developed into that. And that would take me further and I'll be comfortable and I'll be able to go further and I'll be able to see further. We got to quit being comfortable in pain when in actuality, the pain is telling you it's time for you to move on.
But the pain's not always bad. Like we said before, like you said, because doing that, I did have some pain and my support since I wasn't totally alone. So that gave me some comfort, why I'm pushing myself to another expectation, pushing myself out of so-called limitations that we encompass ourselves in our own jail cells. I could have said, no, you're not. You shouldn't be doing this. You're going to be careful. It might be too dangerous. You might slip and fall, which those were valid reasons. I said, okay, if I'm going to fall, I have TJ as my support that's there for me, who's walking with me, if I fall, he's there. He's still helping, guiding me there. But it had to be me leading that. But that pain, it didn't feel good, but it felt good. It felt good because I'm doing something I haven't been able to do in so long. So that's what I'm saying. The pain is not always bad. That pain is there to give you, it's like refreshing, like rain. Rain, you look at rain can be miserable or rain can be refreshing and sustaining more life. It's making it grow. It's watering it. And sometimes we have to take our seeds and ourselves and we have to water them and nourish them, but also shed that sunlight, our own sunlight. A lot of times we look for other people to help make us that change. We depend or expect someone else. We depend a lot of times for other people to make us happy. You have to make yourself happy. People can't make you happy. They can give you the feeling of happiness, yes, but someone giving that, right? And I was going to say that temporary feeling, like we talked before, that temporary satisfaction, those temptations that we have a lot of times, those are external. Those are outside. We have to focus, ignite our internal first, our internal happiness. To have that, you take those other steps. What is it going to make us feel? Not what is it going to make so-and-so feel like? What is it going to make us feel like? It might not be like we said what we thought the outcome was be, but what part of the outcome are we okay with that we took that next step to embrace that change and transformation? What did that feel like? Not the overall, because take the incremental changes, like I said, pieces that's in it. What change in it? I looked at the overall too. I said, it was a bus ride a bus ride to get there. The bus ride was uncomfortable. It was me, sitting still. I needed to get up. I needed to stretch. I wasn't able to do that. However, I'm going to take that incremental piece right there and look at the next piece that just occurred, from previously. You know, I saw beautiful nature. I actually got to climb a little bit that I wasn't able to do. Focus on those incremental changes. I took something that might have been uncomfortable, but it gave me so much joy and peace and satisfaction that I was able to release some of that what that you we hold on to those pieces of I can't do this right now, or why can't I do this? I want to do this. That's the nagging. That's the nagging horse, the Nancy you have to let go. Look at the parts that gave me that peace. Look forward to the peace you're going to have.
Yeah.
And that's the part of embracing the change and that change plan that you make for yourself. Manage that change, which we tend to not do. We think we let change control us. We have to control the changes. And a lot of times, like we said, King, you said forced. A lot of times it is forced. A lot of times change just abruptly happens. How are you going to react to that change? How are you going to saddle that horse?
We're gonna move on, but see, I'm sorry, I'm stuck. Cause see, I was there. When you initially had your brain surgery, so I seen, and then the afterwards, and then the things you were saying about, you don't think you're gonna be able to do this, you don't think you're gonna be able to do that,
Right.
but then to see that picture though, and the fact that you, like I said, you went beyond what you wanted to do. You said, all I want to do is be able to run. You actually climbed a mountain. And a year ago, you didn't even know if you'd be able to walk. You was walking with a cane. I ain't got that. I wish I had that during.
Yeah, my walker.
You
Yeah,
walker. You had a walker that you couldn't go nowhere. You had to walk with a walker. But this past weekend, you actually climbed a mountain. Like that, like I said, that if I'm telling you, if y'all don't get it, man, like I said, if you follow our show, we very transparent. Me more than C. C don't like telling y'all her business. But she shared last week very well. And I'm telling you, if you didn't see it, go back and look at it. And then you look at this show and look at that picture, you'll see what I'm saying. The fact that you climbed the mountain, see, that shows faith, number one. It shows that God is real. You had brain surgery. In case y'all didn't know what kind of surgery that was, it was brain surgery. So the thing that would affect your mobility, everything, your speech, and it did, affected all of that. And yet, and still, this past weekend, you climbed the mountain. And that goes, and you're saying it over and over again. You was in pain, you was uncomfortable getting to the destination of climbing the mountain. You had to go here. And the thing about life is, everything is going to be uncomfortable. I don't know why they done made grace, they done made success so like it's easy. It's not. Success is not easy. Being great is not easy. It comes with trials and errors and all that stuff and pain.
Right.
But like she said, pain is good. I seen this in the gym. Pain is weakness leaving the body on the t-shirt. I'm going to make that same t-shirt, but mine going to be a little different. Pain is weakness leaving the body. And I literally, I'm like, yo, I feel that. That is great. Pain is weakness leaving the body. Then there was another one that said, pain is a reminder that you're not dead. I said,
yeah,
man, both of them,
I know that one.
Right. Both of them, I'm like, them are powerful sayings about pain. It's like we have to really change our perception about pain, because pain is actually a motivator. Pain literally motivates. Like, I had pain before this show, but it's gone. I knew it was going to happen, but it's gone. I had a lot happen before this show, believe it or not. But yet and still, we here, and we here. And the thing about it, I love the fact that after seeing that picture, because I just got a picture and I put it up, I realized something. The trick of it is to keep climbing, to keep going, because I may start out needing help, not knowing what my speech is going to be, not knowing how to say this, not knowing necessarily how to do this. I may need assistance, and the assistants may be tripping, and then I may have some people that's rocking with me in the low, but then all of a sudden they say it's too much, they can't handle it, they walk away from me, and yet still I gotta keep going, because that's literally what I just saw. This ain't her story now. Don't be twisting. I ain't her story. I'm just giving y'all something. Now, literally, I have people, and this is what happens in life, period. You have people that rock with you in the beginning, and then when it gets a little too tough for them, and they see you going through, they say, I'm going to rock with you to the end, and I'm going to ride or die, blah, blah, blah. And then when they get to that part to where we dying, them jokers disappear on you. But then you got to still keep going because, see, sometimes you got to understand them people that are with you ain't meant to be with you in that arrival point. Because, see, sometimes them people are just hindering you, really. Because I say it all the time, chickens and eagles don't mix. I'm an eagle. I can't rock with chickens. They don't got no, they can't, they're not with me. They don't know how to survive in adversity. And that's what seems to happen most of the time. When you get into adverse points, and I'm using C as an example. Now, I'm not saying it's a story now. Listen, when you get in a verse point like that was, like she was, you have people that say they're there for you, they're going to pick you up, they're going to do this, they're going to be there, and then all of a sudden they disappear. But you still have to go through the process. You still have to go through the healing. You still have to go through the therapy. You still have to go through everything you're supposed to, because why? The destination is meant for you. Whether you do it alone or with a crew, you are the end result of that. Now, when you get to the height that she gets to, guess what? She can see more. You can see more. You can see, oh, this is why I had to be left behind, because I had to climb up here.
That you have.
Clarity. That is so much clarity. If you look at that, I'm going to show you this picture again because I need y'all to see it. You look at this picture, and I know she's not by herself, just so y'all just don't leave. Follow me. Clarity. You're by yourself, nothing but mountains, but guess what? You get clarity. You can see better. You are elevated higher. Now you can see clearly. Now you can understand this is what I need to be doing. Now you can understand, okay, this is the plan you have me on. I'm gonna tell you this, right? Like this is just a news flash. Anybody rock with me? Listen, I'm not depending on you to rock with me for life. Honestly, I'm only depending on God to rock with me. If you fade out, you fade out. You stay, you stay. That ain't gonna determine my destiny. My destiny is determined by what I was called to do before I was put in my mama's womb. And sometimes it is a lonely walk. Sometimes it is. But see, sometimes you need them lonely moments to get clarity. That way you understand who you are. You can't keep depending on people. And I was going to say this earlier, but see, picture just threw me off, man. You can't depend on people to make you change. And you don't want to base your change off people. You never want to do that. Your change is based off you. Now, if you're at a point in your life and it's uncomfortable, check yourself. Look at you. Look inward. Stop looking at everybody else. This is the problem with us. Whenever we get in an uncomfortable situation, we look at everybody else and what they're doing. No, look at you. Because at the end of the day, you came in by yourself and you're going out by yourself. And you're going to stand before God by yourself. You can't make excuses like, oh, they wasn't with me. Oh, they left me. Oh, man, forget that. You still got to keep going. And I guarantee you sometimes the people leaving is making room for the real deal people that supposed to be in your life. The real deal people that supposed to be speaking in your life. Because, see, they can't speak in your life because you listen to all this crap. I pray my prayer. This is my prayer daily. Make God's voice louder than anybody else's voice that I speak to. Yeah. That's my prayer. I'm sorry. If you not sounding like God, I can't hear you. It ain't nothing that I don't like you. It's just that I can't afford. Life is right now. I'm on the other side of life. I'm counting down. Like I'm past 40 now. I'm about to hit 50. Yeah. My years are fading away. So I don't have time to waste. So I take life serious like that. Some people say, "Oh, you're too serious." Man, forget you. You don't understand. I understand what I have to do. And I need to be attentive to what's going on. I ain't got time to play games. I ain't got time to play, who's the greatest and who can do this the greatest and who can do it. Man, miss me with that. I just want to do what God tell me to do, what I'm assigned to do, and that's it. Love my family, enjoy my family. That's it. But sometimes we get caught up in the wrong things with the wrong people, and you miss what you are actually supposed to be doing, and then you're crying like, I don't know why my life going this way. I don't know what happened. I don't know why they did that. Look at yourself, and you'll get your answer. Look in the mirror, and you'll find out why your life is like that.
Like you're saying, sometimes you won't get an answer, and you're saying the focusing. When you sit and you try to figure out why someone else did something, you waste a lot of time trying to figure out why someone else did that.
You do.
You're not going to know. Sometimes you're not going to know why. And you have to accept, like you said, that know why. You have to focus on what do you need, what you need to do. Now you have vessels that are brought into your life at different stages in your growth level. Like King was saying, if you don't grow to the next level, you won't have the vessels that are there to push you where you need to be, to
You won't.
enhance what you're doing, to do take you where you want to go. So you have to let go of the ones, your seasonal people, as we're gonna say. You have to let those seasons go, because a lot of times we hold on to it when that season has faded because you've outgrown them now. You've outgrown them. You maybe have outgrown the job that you're in, the position that you're in. You're just literally just outgrown. And the people that are going to stay with you, as King was saying, they're going to stay with you because they're growing with you. They're
Right.
actually being true, genuine with you. You're actually feeding each other beneficial on both sides. It's not only take, take, take. It's actually you take and receiving. You both are helping each other along the way. Like I said, that's why it's important to have people around you, as we always commonly say, like minded people. You may have specialties in which you are great in, but as a team, collectively, you are building together. And that was great.
Yes.
You're saying, Van, you're saying it's you versus you. It's always you versus you, because sometimes
Always.
you are not sometimes, a lot of times, you are your biggest enemy. When that change is happening, it's saying, you're like you said, you're saying, oh, why is this happening to me? Or I'm sad. You can have those feelings. We're not saying not have the emotion, have that. Just don't stay there. Work through it. Find out why you are. What is the basis and the root of it? Just don't stay there and work through it. That's why you can't say that enough. Because you can't avoid it. When you do avoid it, you're putting poison in your body. You're carrying that poison, as we talked in one of the other episodes of what poison are you carrying. So you're adding that poison in there. You want to have the fruit for fruit within and in you. You want to grow the seed, not poison it, not kill it. You want to keep moving with the different things and the levels that you have
Yeah.
for those. So that's very important, I think, when you go back and look at it. And you said climbing those different steps and walking. Yes, there was some hesitation. It was excitement. It was hesitation. It was change. This was new, something new that I was in the past memories, that I had in performance, the how the body remembers the movements. It remembered that I did this so easily. Be so easy jumping. I didn't jump. I didn't do that yet, as I said, jumping off rocks, climbing around. But it remembered that I did that previously, but syncing it together to do it again at a different level. And that's what I have to look at it. It's a different level of climbing again. You're at the bottom and you're looking up. Am I looking up at something that is not achievable, or something that I'm going to take step by step, piece by piece, and be satisfied? A lot of times we're not satisfied either. I got up a little bit. Okay, next time I'm going to go up a little farther. I'm going to get stronger. I'm going to work where I need to be, do more exercising. You have to have these different elements with you. What are you putting in your toolbox to help you manifest what you want, manifesting moving forward, that you have to have? So I was like, you know what, I didn't stop because I knew this might be painful. No, okay, it's going to be painful, but I want the outcome. I'm looking at the outcome. I'm looking ahead. I'm going to do it within reason, within healthiness, within my abilities to stay safe. But it's going to be pleasant though. I did it. I can say I did it, or even to say, I don't even like the word saying I tried. I say I attempted it. I did it.
Hmm.
I did a little bit of it. It wasn't the full capacity that I wanted, but it was the full capacity of me even taking a piece of the adversity. I took a piece of that hesitation away. I gained that back that I was giving away. I gained it back and I changed that. I transformed that into strength, into more confidence, and telling my body, yes, we can do this. Telling my body, relax and calm down. That pain is going to dissolve more. We're safe for that. So take back and use that, as we're saying, as that motivator for transformation.
That's good. That's good. And like I said, you say you didn't get high. That's high. See, even if you feel like it
It
wasn't
was
high,
very
that's
high.
very high. That was very high. How you got there?
And
Like it's
I'm
a
scared
step
of
by
heights
step.
on top of it. I will say that. But I was like, nope, the heights aren't going to stop me. And like I said, things that I can say, but the root of me being scared of heights is from a roller coaster. I was literally out the seat going down a hill on a roller coaster. One thing that helped me was a bar, and I was young. So that gave me my fear of heights. I know where it's from, but I tell myself now I'm safe. It's
Right.
okay.
Right.
breathe through. I breathe through some of it, calm down. It's the little things like we said, taking those little steps, those management steps that I want to accomplish that. But how can I do this where it's healthy? It's gonna build me up where I need to be to take that step. The courage. A lot of times, and when I got down from there, or I think I was climbing. I don't know if I got down or was in the midst of climbing down. I actually said, I'm proud of myself. A lot of times we don't even affirm ourselves. I said it out loud. I said, I am proud of myself for what I have done. When you hear yourself say it, it does something more than just thinking it. Speak it. Speak your life instead of just living your life.
Yeah. Speak what you hear so you can see what you said. Yeah, that's
Mhm.
good. That's good. I like the part you said you looked at it, the mountain, and you looked at it one step at a time. A lot of
Yeah,
times, people we look at things that we are challenged to do, and we already before we start we defeat ourselves. And coming back to what
correct.
Van said, you versus you, which is powerful.
Right.
Matter of fact, let me speak to people. What's up, CJ, Nanette, and Van? Welcome to the show. Now, back to this. You gotta quit. Please stop self sabotaging yourself.
That's the biggest for the
Please
change.
stop.
Sabotage yourself.
Please stop, because it's you versus you. I like that, man. Self sabotaging your own self before you even give yourself,
Mhm.
before you even get started out the gate. You would be surprised. The thing about it is, it's so powerful that I love this scripture. Before the foundations of the world, God already knew who you were. So before you was formed in your mom's womb, He already had a plan and a destiny for you, already written out. You just got to do it, walk it out. That's it. I mean, you just really got to grasp that. You got to just do it. You got to walk it out. And a lot of things before we wrap it up, because I got to keep on doing this. We make available the how, but you will have to pay for the why. But we make available the this for you to figure out how you do things, how you accomplish things. And we make it available. All you gotta do is send it your email, and we will read it. We will go over it with you, and then we also have values, which is not something we implement, but that one you have to pay for. So basically, what it was do this is values. Values tell you about why you do it, and then this right here. See, I know it's messing it up. This is the this. This tells you how you do things. So this is something we
Mhm.
make it available for free. So you just have to send us your email and we'll send it to you. Put it in the chat and see we'll get it and then she'll email you the this and then one of us will read it to you. We'll explain it to you. But it goes back to us self-awareness. That's why we are doing this. And this now we're on growth. We You really can't grow and you really can't change and you really can't transfer. Boy, they didn't waste no time. You really can't grow, you really can't change unless you know who you are. And with the this, it's gonna help you know. It really will. It's very detailed. And again, we'll send it to you. We tell you this, you must be in a quiet place when you do it. You must have no distractions to get an accurate report. And be honest with
Don't ponder.
yourself.
Yeah.
Don't
Don't ponder.
ponder. Don't try to
First,
figure it out. Just put it in order like you know it. Don't keep changing your order. Like, well, maybe though, but when no.
don't
Just do it.
overthink it. That's what I want
Don't
to say. Don't
please
overthink
do
it.
not overthink this. This is so simple. You just putting four words in order. That's all you're doing. To
4 to
what
5, I think.
it's four, ain't 4 or 5, one of them. But you
4 to
put them in
5.
order, of course, to you like I forgot. I can't give you no examples. But you just put them in. There go another uh, email. Get that email.
Mhm.
Welcome,
I got
Suzanne. Welcome, Suzanne. I'm glad you showed up. Uh, KG, we sent you yours. We wait for you to respond. So I'm just gonna put you on blast because we done
it.
sent you yours, and you ain't gonna. You need to respond. Clay, I haven't got nothing from you, but we did reach out to you. Suzanne, we will get it to you. Nanette, we will get it to you because I'm telling you this. Even if you don't, necessarily, you know, go further with us, we don't care. As long as we know you know who you are. Because when you know who you are, You want to accept certain things about from people. You want to allow things to be done to you because you will put a this buck stop here mentality in your head because you're gonna know who you are. You're gonna be aware of yourself and understand this. And we like to say this: we don't focus on weaknesses. We focus on your strengths, and we're gonna. That's what we want you to start doing. Focus on your strengths. When you, G, listen, me and you talk offline because you feel it made me talk to you like we talking on the phone when this is a podcast. I can't talk like that. But we'll talk offline, G. Uh, that's what you do. Focus. It'll help you have self-aware of it. That's my brother, by the way. So y'all know this is my brother. This is my big brother. He's my oldest brother, actually. So that's what we have a different type of relationship. We talk to each other, which he has really. Now, if anybody can tell you about transformation as far as me go, that joker can. Now he can tell you I done went through some transformations for real. And to God be the glory. That's what I can say about that. And it came from me knowing who I am. And like we say in church, whose I am. So we want to make sure to make that available to you. Now, see, man, that is such a beautiful picture. You should frame that picture, actually. You should get that blown up and put it in a frame and look at it every time you start doubting yourself. I'm serious. You should. Every time you start,
Which
you
like
should.
you said, being transparent. I have my own doubts too. Like I said, we go through the same thing. What we're saying to you guys. I have my doubts. I mean, it was a doubt to not even go. It was like, there was like, oh, should I go? Am I gonna enjoy myself? Am I not gonna help? Enjoy? Those thoughts did pass. I was like, just go and do it. Get it over with.
Man, look at God. Look at God, boy. But see, you like I said, it's that threw me that picture threw me off the whole show. I didn't even have no notes, but y'all know I used to go to I was going to a different transformation. I was gonna talk about the butterfly. But that was so perfect with you though, because it's real and they actually saw it because it was a great segue from last week's show. Because like you said, you was transparent, you talked about it, and then to look at that picture and to see where you have climbed a mountain. Man, that's powerful. That, like G said, that's powerful. And Reverend Rick said, God be the glory. This. You know what? I really love our show because our show is real. It's not. I mean, I'm serious. We not programmed. We ain't. We ain't got no scripts. We just do things the way we do them. Stuff happens. Last week I had the kids. We
Yeah,
still ran with the show. The kids making noise, playing the piano. It didn't matter to us because, like I told y'all last week, that's why I do this for these kids.
it's reality.
It's inheritance. Yeah, it's our reality. We are the most real show ever. We have times when, because she is very analytical. So we have times where we disagree because she don't want to do stuff unless it's perfect sometimes. She getting better. But the thing about it, guess what happened though? Because of that, we both have trends. I now start looking at stuff and be like, nah, see, we ain't doing that because it ain't like that. So we be switching roles sometimes. You catch some shows where we'll switch roles.
Well, it speaks to like we're talking about, even like you're speaking about, even with the disc, how we focus on strengths.
Right.
Okay, a lot of times doing things last minute where things seems chaotic. To me, I have embraced that more. As we're saying, when we're saying other people balance you, other behavior styles will balance you. Your team will balance in you where your strength is not at, but you will improve your development or you will learn to grow and embrace it more. It not be
Right.
the capacity of your strength. What I mean, that comes so naturally to you. It takes no time and you do it effortlessly.
Mm-hmm.
Those development areas, like you said, I've embraced more, like you're saying, of it doesn't have to be perfect. We just have to be able to move, just go with the flow. So some things that are very spontaneous, like I said, I have gotten better with that. Just like you're
Yeah,
saying.
you
So
have.
it does rub off, but I'm not focusing on it. It's like, oh man, no, I don't want to be this way. We can't do it. That stops me from not even starting. And the other thing too, when you're talking about the steps and me standing there in the picture, the other thing is too that my balance is off. One pelvis, my left side of my pelvis is higher than my right side. So automatically I have balance temporary challenges. I'm gonna temporary challenge. So I'm automatically off balance. So even walking and climbing, you still have to learn to balance more. And that's like I want to say to you guys, like with life, even that. I mean, I have some part of my spine is still fractured too. So doing a little bit at a time and knowing things, some people wouldn't even attempt, to do that. But you still have to push yourself because you can't be so stagnant in your plateau where basically you're telling your body not to even survive, not to thrive. You have to thrive in life. You have to move. And that's what I'm saying. So I'm saying to you guys, stay agile in the midst of change. Is what I implement you, and I challenge you to do every day. Stay agile in it, move, adapt with it, because the total change it comes as a requirement through those circumstances that you have every day in life, no matter how big or small, however you view it. It's you're faced with a lot of these criticalities. It's only critical sometimes is how deep we make it critical. It's only so big as how big we blow it up to be, when it could be so minuscule that we blow it up like a volcano exploding when it's not even that. It could just be a pebble in this, it could just be a pebble or a seashell actually lying in the sand on a beach calmly, but we choose to look at it as a volcano exploding on
See,
that
back up,
beach.
back up. That you just made this. You really are eliminating these people excuses, man. Wait a minute. You went up the mountain, unbalanced, spine injury, and you still went up the mountain. Cause
Yeah,
you need balance to climb the mountain. You need your spine because you need to be able to rotate right. And you still went up the mountain.
I still did because I
Boy,
wanted to do it. I
you
wanted to.
exactly. That's what I wanted you to say. Thank you. You get good alley oop. So could we be stuck because we want to be stuck? Could we be
True.
stagnant because we want to be stagnant? Could
Or
it
don't
be
want to
that we
feel it. A
want to
lot of
self sabotage ourselves? Like you said,
right.
we
A lot of
don't want to
times I
see
didn't
it.
want to feel that. I didn't want to feel that pain. Sometimes I didn't want to feel the pain, so I wouldn't do it because I didn't want to feel the
Mm,
pain. Even though I had perfect capability of doing some of it, I didn't want to do it at times because I didn't want to feel the pain. I didn't want the after effects of it. But however, when I looked at it differently, work through that pain because it's gonna bring you joy. It's gonna build you more strength up. It gave me more confidence to move a lot. So self-sabotage is a very detriment and increment thing that happens in life that we do to ourselves because we
mm.
look at what could happen. We always fortune tell. Well, this can happen, this can happen. Okay, but what about the other opposite side of it? This can
Mm.
happen too.
Right.
But we're so quick because in society, a lot of you see that's especially in the news. We're so attuned and infatuated, and it's crazy how much passion and energy we give to negativity. We don't give a lot
Exactly.
of energy, a lot of passion, a lot of excitement to positivity.
That's
It's
good.
crazy how society thrives on negativity. It's like a to me it is like the poison. It's like the toxicity that we
Poison. Right.
keep giving and feeding to go into more instead of feeding what gives life, actually, what gives the joy in life, what releases you, what gives you that peace. We need to go into that gear. We need to suck that energy, not suck
Correct.
the other energy.
Yeah, that's good. What's up, Kendra? See you here. Like Kendra said, a lot of self sabotage. Listen,
Yeah.
people, listen. I'm of the mind that she really had to, and not to put C on spot 2 weeks in a row. Y'all know it's always. She really had to make up in her mind and be aware of her limitations because she's aware of all limitations. But she had to make up in her mind to say, this is not going to hinder me. I will not make an excuse, but I will accomplish this thing. And that's
The
what,
element.
yeah, that's what
The
life
element.
is. That's what life is. Y'all got to make up in y'all mind. Y'all going to quit allowing these things, these little things to, and sometimes big things, these big things and little things to stop you from accomplishing something that you are destined to accomplish. You got to make up in your mind. But again, I digress because a lot of you will not get there far until you know who you are, until you are aware, have self awareness. And that is critical. You have to be aware of who you are. When you're aware of who you are, you're aware of what you will not accept. And you stand flat footed on. It's like and then some people may call it, you being aggressive and all that stuff. Man, miss me with that. It's the fact that you know who you are, you stand flat foot on what you will not accept and what you will accept. And it's okay. And a lot of you all, and that's why I'm pushing this thing. I'm pushing this so much. I ain't never pushed this. I ain't never pushed this much happen. Never.
No.
But I'm pushing it because I need you. I understand the power of it now that I learned the right way to read it. I understand the power of it now, and I really want people to be aware, self-aware of themselves, so that you would know what you shouldn't be. It's stuff in your life right now. I promise you, you watching this, it's stuff in your life right now that you're dealing with. And I promise you, once you realize who you are, you won't deal with it no more. Read that for me while I'm talking, and then you answer. And so it's stuff, it's stuff in there, that you know that you're dealing with right now. That once you understand and aware of who you are, you will not deal with it no more, and your life will be at peace. I wish peace for everyone because this is such a powerful thing. Peace, man. When you understand peace for real, and that's another. We gonna do a podcast on peace. Not no time soon. I'm still studying it out. But when y'all understand peace, it's to come, soon to come, because I'm studying it out. Peace is peace is powerful, and I mean in a storm, peace. Yeah, anyway, I digress because I'm gonna deal with that later. I'm still studying. But go ahead, answer that because I can read it now. You can talk, and I'm gonna read it, but you can answer that.
Well, one thing that I did see that on a statement, it says, "I've learned the best way to end something is to let it starve." The same thing as we're saying, the transformation and change. No response, no action, no altercations, just don't feed it. That's where true power lies. And that, to me, I equate that with self-sabotage.
Hmm.
You don't feed it, you can't bring it to fruition if you don't feed it.
Thank you, Suzanne. You have a great day as well. I'm looking forward to see if it's changed for you as well, Susan. Because we do, Suzanne. We actually encourage people to take it every 6 months, actually. But I'm looking forward to. But great point, and I'm glad you was able to get on. See, I told y'all what we tell them 2 weeks ago that things are shifting for us, that
Yes.
things are coming in. I'm telling y'all,
Well, they're always coming in and shifting, so that's nothing new.
yeah, it's like that's why I'm thanking you all now for who's here, because I don't ever want to say that I was not appreciative of the people that was here, because I don't take your time for granted. You don't get this back. This is the most valuable thing you have is your time. You don't get this back. You spent this hour, and you ain't gonna get this hour back. This is it. You spent it with us, and we thank you for that,
And we
and we
appreciate it.
appreciate it for real, because you could be doing something else. You could be asleep, doing something, but you spend time with us, and we appreciate that, and we don't take that for granted. We're great stewards over your time for real, because we know. Listen, me and she know this, and we got a team as well. Our team knows this. We're called to do this. We're called to build people by empowering women and educating men. We're called to that. We know it. We ain't second guessing. We are 100% sure. Now, it's different facets of that for each of us as individuals. But the
Right.
main goal is to build people by empowering women and educating men. We can care less about your business. So don't call us about a business and you want us to do that. Nope, we concerned about your people. Now, you want to talk about your people? Holler at us. But if you want to talk about your
Well, people
business,
are the people are the core of the business.
yeah, you want to talk about your business and I need a more better inline and all that crap. No, not me. No, not me. And even though I got finance people, we got finance people too. But they ain't what they're going to talk to you about. They're going to talk about the people because that's your best investment. Your
Yeah,
people
the
that
people
you
make the
have.
business. You
The
understand the
people.
people, you can elevate your business.
You
And,
will.
and sometimes you're the problem. You're the problem in the business. It's not the people, it's you. It's how you treat the people and how you read the people and communicate with them. So a lot of times it's yourself, not your staff.
I'm rubbing off on you, I see. Okay, yeah. All right. Okay. So I'm not gonna say what I thank you. See, you said it. But yeah, that's true. It truly is that. I mean, nothing you can do without people. I mean, I'm serious. It's like you gotta start paying. I encourage you all to really take an inventory of the people that's in your life. And they're literally asking what their purpose is for being in your life. I mean, I encourage you to do that. You need to know. Because you need to figure that out. Because if you got people around you just taking up space, you don't really need them around you. But if you got
Nope.
people around you that's speaking into your life, holding you accountable, keep those. Keep those people. You need them. That's how you're gonna grow. But if you got people just taking up space, man, look, listen, man, the curtain about to close on this whole show. I hope you be where you supposed to be and what you supposed to be doing. Just being real with you. That's all I got to say. I don't want to.
I'll close.
I want to go to
with
Revelations on them, but
well, I'll close just saying, with the basis that's going to push you forward is, willpower. Willpower is like a muscle, basically. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. So use your willpower and move forward.
All right. Great show. Hey, thank you all. If all hearts and minds satisfied, the benediction. Let's go to the Father. Father, I thank you right now for every single person that watched this podcast tonight. Father, I pray Psalms 91 over their life. I pray that no evil shall befall them. No plague shall come to their dwelling, that 1,000 may fall at their side, 10,000 at their right, but only with their eyes would they witness destruction. I thank you for the angels encamped around about them. And I thank you most importantly that they abide under the shadow of your wing. Father, I thank you that no weapon formed against them will prosper. Every tongue that rises up against them shall fail. And Father, I plead the blood of Jesus over them right now. And Father, we thank you. We thank you for this time that you have set aside for us to empower the people and to educate the people, Father, and that they will be even better after hearing this podcast, and that their life will be in a true trajectory of their authentic self. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.